Hey everybody, welcome to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim and this is another episode of Stash Busters. Well, on this one, I'm not only going to show you how to bust your stash, I'm going to show you how to upcycle something that a lot of us have at least 2 or 3 of every day. These are those K-cups. So you put them in your coffee pot, you make a single serve coffee, and you're good to go, right? But then what do you do with them? Well, you cut off the top, clean out the middle, wash them, and you make little candy corns with them. And you can stack a couple of them up and make a bigger one. That's 3 of them. This is 2 of them. So I'm going to show you how to make these little candy corns and how to bust the stash and reuse something that I'm sure is piling up around your house anyway. All right, come on, let's go. All right. So for this, you're going to need, since we're doing candy corn, you're going to need yellow, you're going to need orange, and you're going to need white. In that order. You're going to need a hot glue gun. You're going to need a crochet hook. Doesn't matter what size. 4.5 is what I'm using. You're going to need the empty and clean K-cups. Again, it doesn't matter what size or what brand you use. They're all the same idea. Okay. You're going to need your hot glue gun on. Please be careful. It is what it is. It's a hot glue gun. Okay. We're going to start with the yellow. Now, let me tip this down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. 1 K-cup and the end of the yellow string. So what I'm going to do is put a dab of glue right here. And then I'm going to drag the yarn a little bit through it so that it sticks. And then I'm going to start wrapping. Okay. You're going to see white through the first row. It's just the way it is. It's going to happen. That's why we do 2 rows of it. So go ahead and wrap around 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then go ahead and go back around another layer to hide all the yellow that's poking through. And this is how it should look when you're done. Now you're going to go ahead, put a little teeny dab of glue right there. Run the end through it. Let it sit for just a second, and then you can go ahead and snip it right off, okay? Snip it as close as you can to the glue without getting glue on your scissors. And then leave that be for a minute. So there it is. That's 2 rows of 5. Now it's time for the orange. And you're going to do a similar thing for the orange. You're going to go ahead, start it with a little dot of glue, drag it through just a little bit, and then start wrapping. That dab of glue is big enough to get a couple rows secure on here. Okay, I would do 3 rows of the orange, and then you're going to go back and do the second level of 3. So that again, all of the white is covered. Okay, one more time with your little dab of glue. Okay, put that right there. Let it sit for just a sec. Get your scissors and snip it as close to the glue as you can without getting glue on your scissors, and then just go ahead and hold it for a little second and it'll secure itself. All right, 2 rows. And now for the white. The white's only a little different when you get to the top, and I'll show you in just a second. I do try to line up the beginning and the end of each color just so that you have all the glue marks on the same side. It really doesn't matter. Now with every other color, you want to hold it tight and pull it around. With the white, you want to go kind of loose because it's going to have a tendency to want to pop off the top here. So go ahead and do just 3 rows with the white. And once you get back with the 3rd row, you're going to notice it's going to want to pull up a little bit. So go ahead and put another dab of glue on the front and the back and very gently wrap it around. See how it pulled? That's what you're trying to avoid, okay? Wrap it around and just hold it right on the glue dot and then let it rest. Okay, you're still going to see some white on the top, but we're going to take care of that, so don't worry about it. So you've got it right there. Go ahead. With the white, I snip it off first and then I glue it. Right there, right where it's going to end. And I use the glue gun to actually secure it on there. Okay, so here's what we're looking like. 5, 4, 3 rows, okay? It does end up being 4 rows, but the third row or the fourth row, you got to be very careful. So here is the start of our candy corn. Now, the top and the bottom. Okay, still working with the white, you're going to make the magic circle. If you don't want to make the magic circle, go ahead and chain 3, make the circle, and then you can follow my directions after that. So we're going to make the magic circle. We're going to do 12 half doubles into this circle, okay? 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, halfway there. Pull out some more yarn. You can tighten this a little if you like. 7, 8, ooh, come on. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so there we are. I'm going to go ahead and pull the circle closed, and I'm going to slip stitch right back into that first stitch. Now, you can see that this fits right over the top perfectly, okay? But what I want to do is have it go just a little bit over the last row of yarn. So I'm going to do 1 row of single crochet. No increases, no nothing. I just want it a little bit bigger. So you're going to do 12 single crochet across the whole outside. Is that the circumference? The whole outside of this, okay? You're going to have 12 stitches, and then we're going to snip it off and glue it right on. Here we go, and 12. You're also going to slip stitch into that and go ahead and tie it off. Now, I do this a little differently, again, because I have the hot glue gun and I'm going to use it. So pull the center tight, and I go ahead and I snip it right off and then put a little dab of glue right there to hold the yarn so it's not going anywhere. That way you don't have tails to hide. You don't have to stitch it through. It's literally just going where it needs to be. Now you just got to decide, do you want that to be showing or do you want that to be showing? I think I want this right now to be the part that shows. So here's the cup that we just finished. I take the string. Every cup has a hole in it once it's used because there's a needle inside the machine that pokes a hole so the coffee can go through, right? So you're going to take your needle and just pull it right through. Thread it on like a hat. It's going to stick through. And then you hold on to it so it doesn't pull out, and you flip this over and put the glue all around the outside on the top, okay? And then you're going to take the thing you just crocheted and you're going to center it right on the top. And look how cute that looks. There you go. Center that right on the top. Now, I don't have, but if you have any of the white cup showing, go ahead and do a row of the yarn on it like you did down below. And then you can just snip this off. There we go. We're ready for the eyes. Okay, now I have one where I use tacks. I have one where I use Google Eyes. I have one where I use safety eyes. And then I have one where I used buttons. It doesn't matter what you use for the eyes. Whatever you want to use for the eyes, use for the eyes. So let's use some googly eyes on this one just because it's easier. Okay. All right, so here they are. I've got 3 different sizes. I'm going to go with the littler ones just because it's a little candy corn. Put my eyeballs back so I know where they are next time I need them, which is a funny sentence, but okay. Pick the side of your candy corn that you want to be the front and go ahead, little dab of glue, because a little dab will do. Put on the first eye. Figure out how far apart you want them and put on the second eye. I don't do noses, but I do a mouth, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to snip off a little teeny piece of red thread that just happens to be sitting in my garbage. Stash is everywhere. Okay. Make sure I get the dog hair off or cat hair off. And here we go. So I'm going to look at the face and figure out where do I want the mouth. So I kind of want it to line right up with the eyes. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the shape of the mouth with the glue. Then I'm going to simply gently lay the yarn on top of the glue that I just put on. Tap it down a little bit. Again, be careful not to burn yourself. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to slide up as close to the glue as I can get. Snip it off. And however his smile, look, it's a little crooked smile. I love it. Little crooked smile because he's my little crooked candy corn. And there you go. You're finished. Now, if you want to do more than one, you can stack them on top of each other. But you see they fit almost perfectly. So what I do to stick them together is I take a piece of the scrap yarn, whatever color happens to be sitting here, and I wrap it around right here to make like a shelf. Okay. No one's going to see it, so it doesn't matter how neat it is. Just clip that off, and it doesn't matter what color it is either. Okay, now you'll see that when you put it in, it doesn't quite go down all the way. Okay. My little trick. My little secret to you. And then I just go ahead and do another little bit of glue to hold it right where it is. Now remember, this is plastic. This is hot. It might melt a little bit. Not that much, not that dramatically or drastically, but there you go. So there's 2 of them. Then you're just going to start the process over of doing the yellow and then again doing the orange and then doing the white. So it's kind of fun. Now when I did 3, I did each one of these its own color. But again, totally up to you because it's your candy corn. And I'm trying to give you a way to enjoy candy corn. I know so many people who buy it every year but don't really care for it, which is funny. Kind of like fruitcake, right? Fruitcake at the holidays. So you go ahead, start wrapping. Okay, again, it's not going to be perfect the first time around. It's just not going to be. So go ahead and get as many rows as you want. Get your glue tack and do the second row to cover up any of the white that's showing. Okay. Candy corn isn't perfect. Nothing on this craft is going to be perfect, but it's still fun. A little dab, snip it off, and we're good to go to start the orange. Okay. Where's that orange? Here it is. Start the orange. Again, I try to keep all the ends consistent to where they start and end. Just in case there's a mess up, I know where I started and I can hide that in the back. Again, kind of tight once you get it established. Go ahead and wrap it around. Now with the ones that are stacked double, I like to make sure that the color actually hides the seam where they stack it. So what you need to do is put a little bit of glue under the rim where they stack, and then go ahead and place the yarn there. And it's going to help you hide that seam. Sometimes it's a little feisty. So glue is your friend where yarn is concerned. It will not let go. Okay, now if it looks a little wonky, go ahead, add a few more rounds because it's candy corn and no one's going to judge you. Okay, if you want to make the bottom as thick as the top, go right ahead. That you can do that just by adding on more yellow. Okay, but for the sake of instruction, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the white. Start the white the same way. And then we're going to go in round and round and round we go. Okay. Again, it's going to try to slide up to the top, so it doesn't hurt to put a little bit of glue there and not pull it too tight when you're establishing the base row. Okay. Here we go. It's starting to pull, so I'm going to put a dab of glue here and here. Anywhere you think it's going to help you hold that glue on to the top, go right ahead. There we go. Let it rest, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back down. See, it's sticking up right there, a little dab of glue, and push it to where you want it to be and just hold it for a second because it'll hold still. Okay, and then take your own advice and don't put your finger on some hot glue. All right, and then I'm going to go back down around to make it look a little bit more uniform. And I love it already. Okay, I'm going to stop this one right here. Little dab will do. Right there. Now we got to make the top the same as we did the other top. Okay. So I'm starting with the magic ring. And I'm doing 12 half doubles. 2, 3, 4. Okay, hear a thunderstorm out back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to do a round of single crochets just to make it a tad bit bigger. I love the magic circle. I have not done any other type of circles since I made myself learn this, I'll tell you. Go ahead and slip stitch into there. And then we're just going to chain 1 and do single crochet all the way around. 2, 3, 4, 5, pull out some yarn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this off at the 12th And we're going to put the lid on. Put a lid on it, buddy. All right, pull it tight in the center and go ahead and load this through. Now, loading this through on this one is going to be difficult because the hole is blocked by the other one. So you don't actually have to do that part. You can just snip this off, which is what I'm going to do. A little dab of glue to seal it. And then go ahead and snip off the center part and seal it. Okay. That's drying. We're going to add the glue to the top and put on his little top right there. There we go. And there it is. We've got the top right there, ready to go. And we just need to pick the bottom now, or do the bottom now. Okay, so we're going to do another magic circle. Okay. And this is when we do it a little bit bigger. So we're going to do the 12 half doubles, and then we're going to do another round of 12 half doubles so that it gets a little bit bigger. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Pull it tight. Again, love the magic ring. Okay. And then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 1 half double in each stitch all the way around, still having 12 stitches. Now that gives me 1 more row, makes the bottom a little bit bigger, and I like it. So 1 more time around. What a beautiful day it is out. Jeez. A little bit of grumbling, rumbling, but that's all right. Still beautiful. Okay, 11 and 12. Slip stitch to close it off. Ooh, get your hands working. Pull that right out. Flatten it. Tighten it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. A little snip and a little glue. There we go. I need better scissors. And a little snip and a little tuck in here. I think I'm going to make this, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck it right there. Tuck that in. We're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter how pretty that part looks. Okay. Snip that off. And I'm ready to put a ring of glue on the bottom. Okay. And then set this right down. And you're going to have to stretch it a little, right? So that's quite all right. Stretch it. Stretch it. What did I do? Look what I did. I made it orange. That's all right. Why didn't you tell me way back there that I made it orange? He'll be the messed up one. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it orange. It was meant to be that way. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a row of yellow here to hide the last part of that K-cup. Okay? That's so funny. I wonder how many of you were saying you're using the wrong color as I was doing this. That's all right. That's what happens when you're crafting and doing a lot of crafts at once. That does not make it a bad thing at all. It makes him unique. There you go. I'm going to snip that off and tuck in the ends. Tap it, tap, tap, tap. A little tap or two. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do eyes. I'm going to do googly eyes again on him, one size up this time. So now I'm going to go ahead and put one dab here and one little eyeball. Plop that right on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a glue stick. I tried to cheat and not add a glue stick, but here's that. And then I'm going to put one more eye right there and drop that there. And there he is. And then again with the mouth, I can use the leftover yarn from before. Draw the mouth with the glue. Right where you want it to be. Tack it on there. Looking good, and I'm just going to trim it off. And there you go. Mr. Candy Corn Double Decker is all finished. So what am I going to do with these? Well, I am going to make a garland out of them. So now I'm going to take all of the little candy corns that I made and I'm going to make a chain. So here is the chain that I call my bicycle chain. I do have a tutorial on that. It's on one of my other stash busters. Okay, here he is. I put a clip at the end of the chain and now I'm just going to take a little dab of glue, put it on his head. Yep, put it right on his head. And lay the chain right through the glue and let it dry. Just tap it on like that. You want to space them out just far enough so that the chain acts like it's supposed to. Now when you're done, you're going to get an adorable garland of candy corn that you can use to decorate your Halloween table, your Halloween door, your cubicle at work, however you want to do it. And I have shown you how to make 3 different sizes. This little guy just got stuck to the glue that I put on the chain. So there's 1, 2, 3 different ways to make your little guys. I love them so much. I'm going to keep making them. And then maybe for Halloween, I will also do a thing of ghosts because I did try one and he came out kind of cute. So stay tuned for that. And that is a way to upcycle, rethink, reuse, recycle, and have a lot of fun stash busting. All right, so I hope this was a fun idea for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you do make them, show me on my Facebook page. The link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me for Stash Busters. And remember, always be happy, be kind, and be creative. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.